All right, fellas, you need to listen to this, okay? Because this is important for you specifically. I'm going to talk about the wedding planning industrial complex and the fact that it is a giant scam. And this is going to apply to anyone here that's worth anything at all, unless you're a famous entertainer. Because unlike what some YouTubers would tell you, the goal is to get married and have a family. That is the goal if you're not a loser. That is literally your biological initiative. Okay, you're wired to do that. So, with that in mind, let's get into it. There are pitfalls that you will come across when you get into wedding planning. And most of these pitfalls are purely based on the fact that girls do most of the planning, guys tend to cough up the money. Now, I don't know how true that is. That's not what I thought, but turns out if you get into you marry into a Vietnamese family, you pay for it. And I assume this is, I don't know how common this is actually. I think most guys pay for the wedding now. But anyways, there are pitfalls that come with that, and I'm going to just go over a few of them. Let's start with wedding dress shopping, fellas, because you need to know this to save you some money. So, when a girl goes wedding dress shopping, you're not allowed to go. This is something that is in the behind white curtains in the secret privacy of wedding dress parlors across the country. They do this thing. I've never heard of this as a guy, where you have to set an appointment. Your fiance will have to set an appointment to go wedding dress shopping. And then if you cancel, meaning if you find a dress before you make the appointment, that deposit is non-refundable. And this is, pay attention to that, because this is a theme that is going to be a thread throughout everything I'm talking about. So what happens is your fiance will want to go to the city, and she's going to want to check like 2 or 3 places for a wedding dress. She's going to want to, see what's out there. Each one of those places is going to require a $50 to $75 non-refundable deposit. So that if you find the dress in the first place, at the first shop, you either have to go spend the rest of your day just showing up to the appointments, or you lose your money. You lose like $150. Tell me, what kind of shystery piece of shit came up with this idea? Because as a guy, let's just take car shopping, for example. You can go check 4 dealerships in a day to check several models of cars that you might want to buy. And you know what they don't do? They don't charge you for the time. If I'm going to a barber shop or looking to buy a nice suit, they don't do that. This is something that they know girls are excited about. They know girls are, their brain is being flooded with dopamine and all kinds of endorphins. And they'll just sign the form, and then that's that. It's not even as bad as the videographer and photographer. When I was growing up, when I was a boy, when I was just a boy, I thought a wedding, because I grew up Baptist, I thought a wedding would be 40 people you knew, some Chicken Express, you're feeling fancy, maybe some Popeyes, and then you just go hang out at whoever has the biggest yard's house. And the girl pays for it. You maybe out of pocket $15,000. Oh no, not anymore. Girls expect you to get a photographer and a videographer, and these have to be 2 different people for some inexplicable reason. And the videographer, at least the one we got, which is cheaper than the other ones, but I think it does the best work, it's about $3,000 to get the videographer. Now, what does the videographer come with? Videographer comes with a Dragonfire drone from Black Ops to record the wedding, like 2 or 3 assistants to get all the angles. And at least what you get out of it, you get 1 feature-length movie, and you get 1 supercut that looks like a pharmaceutical ad. For $3,000, you know what? I'll take it. Here's the problem. You also need a photographer. And when you get a photographer, they want to charge $3,000 also. And turns out in the greater Houston area, almost every photographer's body of work that they post online, these are their highlights, looks like it was shot off of an iPhone 13. And they want the same amount of money as the guy who's flying a drone around and making a movie for you. And that's just how it goes. And both of those people, the videographer and the photographer, they're going to want 50% down, non-refundable immediately. Like, what if they die? You know? So let's say your wedding's a year out. A lot can happen. What if they get in a car accident? Like, okay, if you break it off on your end, if the couple getting married cancels, I get it. But even then, you're getting a non-refundable deposit to put an entry into your Google Calendar. Like, give me an example of another industry that does the same thing. I can go try on watches all day for free, and they don't even expect me to buy it. I could go try $500,000 worth of APs and Rolexes, and they'll just hang out with you, and the watch dealer will give you a beer, and they'll just be happy you came in to look. But if you're a girl or a guy getting married, and I'm saying I'm giving you the honor to film the wedding for $3,000, you need $1,500 non-refundable up front. Who are you? Who are you? This isn't like Toyota building me a custom Century. You're just a videographer. If something happens and you miss something happens, that rains or whatever, and the wedding's canceled or moved, all you had to do was put an entry in a calendar, and that is worth $1,500 minimum. That's crazy. Hope you're taking notes. And then don't even get me started when you go into the intricacies of a Vietnamese wedding. Now, I got lucky, and my in-laws, they're trying to cut costs as much as they can. You know, what few times I imagined getting married when I was younger, I thought it would cost as much as a Nissan Versa, okay? I didn't know it was going to cost as much as like a GX 460. I didn't know that. And they're helping me cut cost. But some of the aunties and uncles, a lot of them are fantastic, but some of them are like, are you going to do the tea ceremony? You going to do the tea ceremony, John? And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess I could get tea. Like what? Like, you know, Earl Grey? And they're like, and her mom comes in. She's like, no, we're not doing the tea thing. That's $10,000 waste. And I'm like, excuse me, what? Like, I wasn't getting pressured to do it, but what? What kind of tea are you drinking that it's $10,000 to get it? I don't know. There's so many things. There's so many shenanigans that go on with wedding planning. Honestly, just to give you some actionable advice in this video and make it valuable other than the experience of a man getting married, just don't tell people you're going to get married. Like, if you're going to get a photographer and a videographer, maybe you should just go find some kids at a college and go, hey, I got a project. I'll pay you like $1,000 if you video for 8 hours. They'll probably jump right on it. But as soon as you slap wedding on anything, the price goes up by like 15,000%. So just know that. It's a scam. It's a whole industry. It's a whole industry nobody talks about, but everyone kind of knows about. It's like an unspoken thing. It's like a mafia. It's like the wedding planning mafia. You know, you worry, right? You worry about how am I going to afford the engagement ring? I got to get a princess cut diamond. Princess Cut's ugly, by the way. But they don't tell you about all this other crap. You think I got to get the venue. Oh, you know, I need a fancy church. That's $3,000 to get the basilica. You know, and they bully you because you're not Catholic. And then you got to get a venue. You have to get a reception venue for the after party. But no, that's not actually what costs the most. The baseline stuff for the wedding, you can pull off pretty well for like 10 grand. It's the other tertiary orbiting crap that someone decided was necessary. I don't know who decided that your wedding had to have a pharmaceutical level highlight reel to be a real wedding. Who said that? Like, I understand, I can wrap my mind around the propaganda and the market manipulation of the diamond industry. I get that. I can wrap my mind around that. I don't understand who decided you needed an hour and 36-minute long movie with credits about the whole wedding. Like, how did anyone get married before? We could have spent that money on an elephant. That's the only thing I would actually be okay with. Like, happy to spend money on is an elephant. A baby elephant. But instead, I got to pay $3,600 for a photographer that takes pictures that are worse than that girl. The pictures the photographers take are worse than some of the cheerleaders I went to school with. Worse than their Instagram post. Those girls know what they're doing. Photographers think they can just get a DSLR camera, do no editing, or what they do is they just do way too much editing. They just up the exposure all the way. They bump up the saturation and then make it black and white, and that's worth $3,600. Half down, non-refundable. Be careful getting married. The goal is to get married. You should want to get married. You should want to have kids. Women aren't that bad. You can totally get a girl. Don't listen to these other YouTubers. You can get a girl. But it requires going outside. But when you get that girl and you decide that that girl is the person you want to be with for the rest of your life, you need to be ready for the wedding planning, because no guy, take it from me, no guy is ready for the wedding planning. So watch out. Be careful. Take care. Get married. Have fun. Have kids. But try to save money on the damn wedding, because holy crap, it is a racket. Take care. Bye-bye.